Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Emilia. I live on the Swedish countryside and I will be planting onions today, as well as clearing out this strawberry bed. It's mid-April and it's sunny and warm and beautiful outside, and I got these seed onions and some of them are already sprouting, so it's time. So I do have three different kind of onions. One called Stuttgarter Riesen. I know this is a really common. This one is called Carmen silver onion. I don't know exactly what kind it is, but it's called Snowball. This is my strawberry bed, as I said, and onions and strawberries are great companion plants. And as well as this bed right here next to me, I will be planting some brassicas, and they are great companion planting as well. And I did actually plant onions from seed in this bed last year. So I can see some here, and I actually need to uproot all of these strawberries here. I'm gonna lift the soil level, plant them again. I'm gonna save space for ever-bearing strawberries in this bed too. Let's get started. So I'm a little bit scared of spiders, and this is a spider sanctuary. So this is actually straw, and I'm gonna try to keep as much as I can so that I don't have to buy new straw. I use it as mulch. So the variety that I have in this bed is Corona. It's a great strawberry. Produces beautiful strawberries and the taste is so delicious and sweet. But it's a Juneberry variety, so that's why I want to expand or have different kind of varieties. Here I've got stalks from a sunflower that I planted here last year. Right now you can actually start to see the strawberries, and they are beautiful. This onion was pretty big actually, but it's rotten, unfortunately. I am pulling up a lot of runners that has rooted because they are, fresh and they will produce for longer, and I might plant some of them. I might even give them away if I just feel like I don't have the space, because these strawberries will produce new runners this year, so I can just go ahead and plant those if I want to. Alright, so I pulled all of the strawberries out. They are right here in a huge pile. All of these are Corona. Here we got two tiny Florence strawberry, and these are some onions that was growing from last year. I just put them right there in the soil. Here I have some mulch I can reuse, and a wheelbarrow full of compost. Alright, so now I've actually got my Bokashi bucket out here, along with some Vitagrow fertilizer. I'm just gonna open it up first. There's no liquid, so it might not be done, But I think that it will be a really nice source of food for the worms in here. And nutrition, of course. So here's like, it's half full. But this in here is probably halfway fermented. So I'm just gonna spread it out. And then on top of that, I'm gonna spread my Vitagrow. I do spread this quite heavily because this is a, you know, a permanent, perennial bed. It's really hard to amend this sort of bed. I'm laying it on and then I'm just gonna fertilize it with liquid fertilizer. Alright, so I'm now going to start planting the strawberries. And I'm just cutting off any dead foliage from last year and placing them out. So I'm kind of looking for all of the big ones. I'm gonna plant big, then small, then big, then small. I will plant them in the middle rows here of these drip tubes. And then in the edges here I'm gonna plant onions. So I plant them with maybe 15 centimeters apart, and then in the middle here I'm just gonna pop some small runners, maybe 2/3 or something, and then keep this section for the everbearing. And in the corners I will probably plant marigolds, and I will not plant sunflowers, even though it was really pretty last year. I will not do it this time because then the roots will kind of take over. And I think in the edge here, I'm not gonna plant any onions. I'm gonna plant these two that are the Florence variety. They look a little bit puny. All right, so when it comes to planting strawberries, here you can see the roots coming from the bottom. It's kind of like swollen here on the, it's like nodes. You want to bury it so it's barely covering. If you plant it like all the way up here, it will not produce any strawberries. So be very careful. Plant them rather shallowly than deeply. And then I'll add a little bit of fertilizer in the hole, like that. I'm just gonna let them settle here for maybe a week, and then I'm gonna start water with liquid fertilizer. My back is gonna be so sore after this. Done! I think this will cover these strawberries, and then I might have to buy more for this section here, but I'm not gonna have anything where I'm gonna be planting onions. I'm just gonna plant these 4 onions that I had in between here, I think. So the strawberries are planted Here I got my plan because I was going to plant all of the onions today, but I actually don't have time, so I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Then here I'm just gonna gather these and then put them in a bucket. In this pot last year I had herbs, and I think that I can reuse this soil. Just add some fertilizer to it, work that in a little bit. But I'm gonna give probably half of this away to my mom because I'm gonna get some strawberries from her. We wanna make an exchange. I've had them sitting in water overnight until I had time to do something with them. I might just grab all of the small ones so that she can have the bigger plants. I'm sorry if I'm not talking a lot in this video. My son has been sick. I've been alone for a week now. I actually have help from my mother-in-law, and that's so nice. It's a little bit windy, so I hope you can hear me. But I brought out my yellow onions that I'm going to plant all around the border of this bed here, and in the corners I'm gonna save space for flowers. So I brought my plan out to see how many I can plant and where I can plant them, because I have so many onions. And the thing with planting bulbs like this is that you really don't want to bury them very deep. So about 2 to 3 centimeters, or just leave the very tip peeking out of the soil. So you don't have to dig a hole, you can just press it down in the soil really easy. And keep about 10 to 15 centimeters in between each onion if you want to grow big onions. I might plant them a little bit more densely, maybe about 7 centimeters apart, because we have a short growing season and they will probably not get that huge anyways. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing here. And some of them are already sprouting. It's really time to put them in the ground. I just nestle them in a little bit like this. And then the rain and all of that's probably gonna cover the onions a little bit. I wanna make sure they are next to irrigation. So this is what it should look like. You can see them just peeking through. So I just added some more soil right here. I made like a little bank to plant the rest of these, because I'm gonna raise the soil level a little bit more on this one, and then probably gonna top it with some sort of mulch as well, maybe even compost, but then I can just really carefully mulch around the onions once they've grown a little bit, and then plant something in the corner as usual. So I'm just gonna do the same thing as I did in the last bed. Actually plant them a little bit higher up in this bed so that I can mulch. So I might just stick them in. Alright, so I just had a little peek in my plan here, and this one I'll have bush tomatoes, pumpkins, celeriac, lettuce, marigolds, flowers. So there's nothing really competing with the onions here, and I might do a row of the onions and then maybe carrots behind. I still have red onions and white onions to plant. That's probably good. That's all the yellow onions. And it's so windy, I don't even have a plan for my red onions or my white onions. I've got 2 rows here. My God, look how windy it is. And then 1 row right here, and then all around this strawberry bed. And I mean, that's so many onions. Maybe I can push maybe 1 or 2 weeks and I'll try to figure it out. Så, men det här blir väl bra. I'm literally blowing away, so I might have to end this part here. I thought I was gonna plant out all of the onions, but since I haven't even filled the beds up, that's a priority. I'm gonna come out here tomorrow probably, fill it all up. I still have a couple of bags of soil, plant the rest of the strawberries in this bed, and I need to sow a lot of seeds as well. So I have a list of things to do and plant out those other 2 bags of onions as well somewhere. I'm sure I can find a spot for them. I have so many bushes and flowers and all of that, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week with some more fun planting and sowing things to do. I might even actually start with the flower bed, the native flower bed by the cabin too this week. So stay tuned, subscribe, take care, bye bye!